Jorge. I hope these smaller earrings don't fall. I went with smaller ones because they're lighter than those chandeliers I had on. Oh, hey! Hi! It's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 4, Episode 1. And all I have to say is, Jorge, drink me! Ooh, what is this deliciousness? It's very festive. It's festive punch. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Oh, it's a festive punch in the face. I'm just saying. It's like cranberries and chocolate and peppermint. Oh my, very festive. I'm gonna double check I don't like this. Yeah, no, I don't like this. That's very, very weird. It's very, very festive and punchy. There it is. So, the first queen to enter the workroom was Monique Hart. Hashtag brown cow stunning. Now, is that what we're calling that print she was wearing? Because I thought in season 9 it was called long neck cow because it looked like a giraffe. But no, it's brown cow, and I guess she's right because, well, I don't have the jewelry to officially understand what stunning means. The next girl in, of course, well, Trinity Taylor in a body bag, God bless her, covered in plastic zippies. So funny, so glamorous. Where the heck did she get green zippy type? Because you know she put that on just to piss Michelle off because... Really? You can get them anywhere? Oh, geez, well maybe I should whip up a little number for myself then, I'm just saying. Third through the door is Naomi Smalls and her lips, sweet Maria in the ship said. See, it appears to me that the only place supermodels gain weight is right around here. It's just right around here. Pool drain caught lips. That's what I thought they looked like. I don't have lips. Fourth through the double doors was Monet Exchange, and she brought her own crown. Is that all it takes to win this thing? Bringing your own crown? Well, shoot. Hey, I got one of those too. Hey, Monet! Just saying. Have a festive punch in the face on me. Oh. Gia, the machine gun, was fifth through the door, and all I can say is, sweet beats. I thought that becoming the first openly trans contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race would have, just given her a little humility. No, she's still the machine gun with her reads and her attitude, and she also walked through the door with her own crown. Early production, I think that she and Monet have cursed themselves by bringing a crown in through the door. I think that they've just basically lost all hope, in my opinion. I'm just saying, mark it down. Said it on this stage. I'm gonna be right. Watch. God, I love me some Gia Gunn. I mean, to watch. I wouldn't want her in my house or anything because that bitch is mean and she'd read me for filth. I'm just saying. Now, a lot of people say that Gia just says it like it is. Well, I am so serious. If you were telling people how it is and nobody asked you, that's not sharing an opinion. That's being a bitch. Just say. But before the claws could come all the way out, a fresh breath of pink air blew in to the workroom. And by blew in, I mean moaned. It was pheromone. I never thought that I would miss that, and I was right. Jasmine Masters was 7th through the door, and conveniently enough, the only girl from season 7. And it gagged a few of those girls. You could see it from the look on their faces. Because let's all just remember, Jasmine Masters was a complete pill her season. Remember her and Ginger Minge and Kennedy Davenport? They were the bitter old lady brigade, and they weren't shy about any of their opinions. Now, that said, that's the one thing about Jasmine Masters that has been her saving grace. She's the one queen who had a poor showing on a season of RuPaul's Drag Race, created some tension, and yet turned it all around after by posting her own videos and sharing her opinions and letting everyone know she has something to say. Well, good for you, Jasmine Masters. Got you back on All Stars and, hopefully help these girls learn a few lessons about who you are. I mean, they're not difficult lessons, I'm just saying. Of course, somebody had to tell Jasmine that Monet was excited that they looked like they were skipping season 7 altogether. Well, and of course, Monet saved her grace by saying, well, that was a boring season, but if we were going to get anyone back, Jasmine Masters is the girl to have back. Well, boring season. Who said what? Now, that started a debate on everybody saying who, because 9 apparently was weak, 10 had issues being Bob 2.0. It was a lot of judgment. Now, I have to say, I love all the seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. I do. I enjoy all of them, good, bad, or ugly, whether my favorites win or not. But I do have to admit that I did find season 7 just a touch hard to stay awake for. Just saying. 8 through the door was Valentina. And all I have to say is I'm so sorry that her and Farrah seem to have made up, because I know I was looking for a little you don't love me drama from the two of them. But no, they seem to be, they're young. They're young. They don't hold grudges like us bitter old ladies do in our brigades. I'm just saying. They'll learn. They got time. Bet you by the end of this season somebody hates somebody. I'm just saying. And then, surprise, surprise, there was the video message this week calling the girls into the center of the workroom. And, of course, that got them all gagging because there was only 8 of them. 8 for a season? Looked like it was going to be easy, but no. No, there was Ru walking through the doors with the first surprise of the season. 2 more girls in the form of Team La Trilla. That's right. Latrice Royale and Manila Luzon walked in handcuffed, bless them, as a nod to their experience on All Stars 1. Remember when they had teams? Barf. Of course, all the other girls, especially Monet Exchange, seemed to be a little concerned that they were going to be doing teams. But no, they're not. They're just 2 more girls in the line. And just as the girls were all breathing a sigh of relief, Ru announced the mini challenge. The library was open, and it was time for these girls to do a little bit of reading because it's fundamental. Just saying. Now, can I just take a moment to just say hey to the new pit crew member? His name is Bruno Carvalho, and yummy. I wasn't the only one who noticed him. Monique Hart noticed him. Or at least how his underwear was stretching across his bathing suit area. I'm just saying. So the queens got their read on, and who struggled? Well, of course, Farrah, bless her. She is just too pretty and pink to be that shady. I'm just saying. I mean, even that one shade she tried to throw at Trinity about her nose got thrown back at her by Trinity via Farrah's ass. Looked like it shocked her a little, but poor thing, Trinity didn't even blink an eye. I'm just saying. That's how you read with the big girls. Speaking of big girls, Latrice Royale won the whole thing. I'm so surprised. She did very well, and so she should. She also won the read challenge on her season 4. So this bitch knows a few things about throwing. Probably catching too because she married, but just saying. Gia Gunn also struggled in this challenge, which surprises me because she seems to be good at reading everybody all the time. But then there's the difference between having a skill and having a talent. Some people have a skill, it's God-given, natural, but a talent you need to perfect. I'm just saying. Trinity went in deep, but then what do you expect from the Tuck? Monique did all right. She even went after Ru and her toes, which I think is brave, especially because you want to win, just saying. Someone else that went after Ru was Jasmine Masters, I'm just saying. Now, that said, it was hilarious this time. She is good off the cuff, sometimes. Just saying, it could have gone the other way. But the queen who read the house down was Latrice Royale. If those younger queens weren't scared in their boots because of Latrice being there before, you know they were shaking in them now. I'm so serious. So then, it was on to the main challenge, an all-star spangled variety show for LGBTQ troops. So there was no time for the girls to kiki, although Naomi did take a moment or two to fangirl over Manila Luzon, right, before she compared her to Lady Bunny. Just saying, it's like handing somebody a cookie and as they take a bite, slapping it out of their face. I'm just saying, good for Naomi. Gia was feeling her oats early by judging Monique's brown cow stunningness and pheromones, well, everything. But you know, Gia does have a point. All-Stars is for legends. That said, I don't think being kicked out 5th on your season makes you a legend. who should at least make it halfway. 7th or 8th, I'm just saying. If you're not top 5, I don't think you're a legend, Gia. Seriously. So the queens got ready, but not before Latrice and Valentina had a little model off. I think Latrice won that one. I'm just saying. Jesus, this was a busy workroom, eh? Seriously. Jasmine announced that she was going to perform stand-up by winging it. Seriously, unless you're Robin Williams, Eddie Izzard, or Jonathan Winters, look him up if you don't know who that is. You don't wing stand-up, something Jasmine learned the hard way. Valentina shaved her eyebrows. Good for her. Kissing her season 9 nubs goodbye, which is odd because season 9 nubs was my drag queen name in high school. And Gia shaded herself into telling Trinity that she thought her talent was stupid. Well, I have to say, in defense of Gia, on paper, Trinity's talent did sound stupid. I mean, even I was sitting there thinking, you're just going to show people how to tuck? I don't barf. I don't know. I don't think that's so much of a talent. But it's all in the execution. It's all how you do your follow-through. And God bless Trinity. Her follow-through is flawless and hilarious. Cheers to Trinity. Just saying. And then it was on to the runway. And RuPaul reunited with her girls. And Michelle. Speaking of her girls, Carson, is VH1 trying to sneak in that season 1 filter? Is it just me? It looks a little misty. Seriously, look at that. Maybe they're just using it on Carson. Joining the judges this week was the one and only former boss of Shangela, Jennifer Lewis. I love this woman. I have loved her for almost as long as I have lived. I would like her to be my mama, is all I'm saying. I'm not black, I don't live in Hollywood, but still, I think that if I applied for adoption, she might take pity on a poor white child from Canada. I'm just saying. That said, she was fabulous. She was fully engaged in everybody's performance. She had faces galore, reactions to beat the band. This woman was fully engaged. And her advice to the girls, mostly Farrah, was spot on, I am just saying. I hope they have her back. In fact, I hope they have her come back and direct the girls in an acting challenge or something. Seriously. Here's to you, Jennifer Lewis. I love you. So it was on to the talent show. Who did well? Well, Monique Hart. First of all, she was first up. Second of all, she started that show in the most amazing way because none of us expected much from her after that stroke cartwheel of hers during her lip sync in season 10, I'm just saying. But she showed everyone, not only could she dance, could she do a cartwheel, she could sing. She did a great job. Second up, Trinity Taylor. She killed it. Now here's the thing. Trinity saying, I'm going to show people how to tuck on stage is one thing. But then watching that comedic performance, it was well written. She looked great. The end product was hilarious. That's how you entertain the troops. Now, I'm not going to disparage what Gia did, because she looked great. It was a lovely piece. But when she said she was doing kabuki, we all knew what she was going to do. She was going to shuffle out in a kimono. There was going to be a couple of posing with fans. Maybe they'd open and confetti. Maybe a couple of confetti shots. I'm not disparaging it, but you know what's involved with kabuki. But where Trinity Taylor was concerned, we had no idea what was involved with her performance of tucking, and she killed it. So this is where I feel that Gia isn't, I think she's tries to psych people out so she can feel better about what she's doing, as opposed to just trying harder to do what she's doing better. I wish she had done like maybe some more ultra makeup or a more interesting wig, like just gone off the bubble of traditional kabuki. Do you remember that scene in Memoirs of a Geisha where the girl was performing and it was all blowing and leaves and the platform? That! I wish Gia had done something like that. Because what she did was a little pedestrian, and I'm sorry, I just saw a little bit boring. But she looked good, and it went over well. Here's to you, Gia. Naomi did well with her little spoken word fashion number. It was good, it was entertaining, but what was the best thing about it was the surprise at the end with her wig reveal and the humor of it all. So again, Note to Gia. A little surprise, a little something for the kids. I'm just saying. Manila Luzon's number was cute. Painting that painting upside down and then flipping it around and us all going, oh, that's lovely. And then she had a reveal. So there was two surprises. She was painting something that ended up being something else, and she had a costume change. So that's the way you be safe at or almost win on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm just saying. God bless Latrice Royale. When a queen that's as big as I am is jumping around doing jump splits and spinning flags, she wins in my books, because seriously, I was winded just watching her. You know, I once tried to do spinning flags and I got two of them going, but somebody mistook me for a jumbo jet and just tried to flag me into a hangar. It's very involved, just saying. I do have to admit I was just a titchy touch disappointed in Valentina, because she was so gorgeous off the top. She was giving us this Latina and Margaret, but what ended up coming out for me was more like a quinceañera karaoke party. Because she looked great, there was this build up, and then she started toe touching or sidestepping, and then there was that little thing at the end with the hair flips, and she looked great. I was expecting a little more out of her somehow, but she seemed to make Latrice Royale worry, so there's something there, I guess. I don't know. Poor Monet Exchange. After prepping the soles of her shoes so she wouldn't have slipped, you'd think that she would have warmed up, or at least tried to sing the song once before she hit the stage. God bless her, because that first minute of that song, oh, I thought at one point she was going to start coughing or throw up. I know I wanted to. So serious. But then she turned it around very quickly, was able to get back in key while she was singing, and then her performance was spectacular. That girl knows how to dance. It was very impressive. But what wasn't impressive was her poor sponge uni. I mean, I'm glad that the judges pointed it out. We've seen it before. If you're going to bring it out, you have to elevate it. It has to be something else. So God bless Mona. I mean, she was safe. But if you wanted to spend an all-star season impressing people with your outfits, you aren't doing it the right way, Monet. Just saying. Seriously. Landing in the bottom two, well, it was Jasmine Masters and Pheromone. Poor sweet sparkly pink Pheromone. God bless her, she was doing so well too. She even shut Gia Gunn up for a hot minute. She was sparkling and sexy and delicious. And then she slipped on her dress. Now, I'd like to point out this wasn't her shoes slipping, so it wasn't the curse of Monet Exchange. But if she had just thrown her dress a little further, or maybe onto the compact or into the audience, and then it struck me in listening to her talk to the judges about this being her fantasy, her dream to be a sparkly has she never done this number before? Is this the first time for Farrah? I mean, it sounds odd, but does she perform? I've never seen her. I mean, I don't know. I don't travel. I'm not rich. But that said, I wondered, was this something that she'd been working on in her basement? And this was the first time she performed it at all? Because if so, well, we've been given the advice to Jasmine Master. We should have been giving it to Pheromone too. No wonder they both were in the bottom two. I'm so serious. But that said, all she did was slip. And I'd like to point out, Farrah slipped with her toes pointed. She looked great the way down. It was just after she bounced that it all seemed to fall apart. God bless her. Now, I would just like to point out right away that Pheromone didn't actually cry once this episode until that moment. She held it together for 47 minutes and 8 seconds. And I'd just like to say, if this had been Pheromone from her season, she would have cried the minute she saw Valentina in that worker. I'm so serious. So good for Farrah. Way to grow up, kid. Way to strap on a pair, is all I'm saying. And Jasmine Masters. I didn't want to see her leave so soon. I certainly didn't want to see her in the bottom two, but her set stunk almost as much as that ass breath monologue. I'm so serious, but you can't tell Jasmine that. No. She even said that even though she did maybe have a couple of faults in her act, you couldn't say that she wasn't funny. Well, I beg to differ. Jasmine, you weren't funny that time. Seriously, if she had even just lip-synced to her audio track from that video, I think it would have been better than her trying to recreate the moment, is all I'm saying. So, it was down to Trinity and Monique Hart to fight it out for the chance to kick somebody out. And they lip-synced for their legacy. Now, I have to say, I know right away that Monique must have scared Trinity a little with her Brown Cow Stunning number, because Trinity changed her dress. She looked like she needed something a little more fabulous to lip sync against Monique in. And then they both started to compete. Mariah Carey's Emotions, great song. Monique starting to whip her hair back and forth, doing all her dancing. And Trinity, more or less, standing in one spot at a time, performing the number. I thought she did a great job. But it was neck and neck. Until Monique whipped her wig off and threw it up into the rafters. God bless her. I don't understand. I'm with Latrice Royale. Why are these girls taking their wigs off? I don't think that there's any need for that. Now, there was a moment where I kind of caught, I thought it looked like some glittery confetti was falling out of the wig as it went up, or maybe it was causing sparks when it hit the lights. I don't know. I wasn't there. But maybe she was trying to pull a Sasha Velour. But the thing with Sasha Velour's wig reveal is that Sasha Velour's not wearing a wig 90% of the time. She bald. For her to have a wig on is a bit of an oddity. So when she takes off a wig, it's more, oh, there's Sasha Velour. And with those rose petals, I thought that was a moment. To recreate it like that, I thought was a little rough. It's like maybe last minute she thought she needed something extra in the tank to beat Trinity Taylor, and she did. But she didn't have it with her that night, because Trinity Taylor won the lip sync, won $10,000, and won the right to kick one of the girls home. And who did she kick home? Poor Jasmine Masters. God bless. Now, I'm surprised that she picked Jasmine Masters, because I thought they were all sick and tired of Farrah's whining. But I think Farrah was a good choice to keep, because she's not a threat to anyone, and she seems to annoy people just enough to get under their skin. And I think Trinity is thinking that if she can let Farrah do the annoying and psyching people out of her game, then she can just sit back and be gorgeous and perfect all the time. Or not. Either way, that was episode 1. What did you think? I really enjoyed it. I have to say, I was surprised at how much I missed Valentina and her confessional, because she's a hoot. I'm looking forward to seeing how this all goes down, because there are some serious contenders, and there are some girls who are already worried about those contenders. So who do you think's the next to go home? Well, you're just going to have to tune in to RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 4 next week, and then once you do, come on back and see me, and you and I'll compare notes. Till then, miss me! Mwah! Seriously, Jorge, this punchy holiday slap is